part 2. It's called
ladies and
New Investigation Part 2. Don't Look Up. I love the individual titles for each video, for each part.
gentlemen, it's my second part.
Hello,
of
Mr. Kramnik.
Probably trilogy about Danya Naroditsky, and not only about him. Yeah, in general, I think it's going to be very interesting. And today, actually, first I wanted to record some statistical one and only the third, something more entertaining. But I decided to change the move order.
You want me to go to 1.5x?
Today I'm going to
I
explain
never do
you,
that.
well, some
Let's
of
see
my
how it
concerns
goes.
share with it. It's all based on some games, so there will be some chess here and also some video recording. So yeah, because that was actually the start point of all my paths in this anti-cheating story. Yeah, so I remember that because I started to play actually accidentally on chess.com sometime in the beginning of 2023, and then I started to play Title Tuesdays, probably sometime in March 2023, just for fun. And well, at the beginning I was naive, I didn't really know anything.
I agree.
So
We need to give credit. I think this is a very funny profile. His status is despising cheaters, and his profile picture is "We demand an examination." I think I find him very funny. I don't think he's doing it intentionally, but very funny profile.
well, people are playing fantastic.
We demand
games against them,
examination.
it's normal. Even though I saw that for some reason with others they play much worse sometimes, but at some point started to hit me that it's like a bit too much. Well, that was a game. I mean, not even the game, but actually what happened after was like the first occasion when I really started to investigate.
So just, I think this is an investigation into Danya. So part 1 was the farming, which is just a recent FIDE Blitz thing, and I guess this is probably something different.
Statistics, etc. So I want to present you actually the stream of Daniel Naroditsky. So we played in the penultimate round. We were fighting for prizes. Maybe we like each of us lost 1 point.
Playing Danya in Title Tuesday, okay.
But basically winning 2 games would be definitely top 3. And I was white against Daniel. I think it was sometime May or June 2023. And okay, he played a fantastic game against me. He beat me convincingly, so nothing really so special. But then, I mean, can happen, yeah. But then I just accidentally fall into his stream. I checked
accidentally.
How he
I
played.
don't know how that
made it
happens.
This game, and then the next game, the last round, he won easily. Took, I think he was second or third finally with 9.5 in this tournament. But somehow, you know, there were some things which I noticed and which were looking very strange to me. I will explain you now one by one. And then I started to, actually I wrote to chess.com, I said, okay, I'm not like, okay, please check it because it looks really strange. Of course, usually chess.com was not really answering at all my requests. This time they answered and they said like, okay, no, of course, everything is completely clean without giving any explanation, any factual response to my questions. And okay, then it was somehow not really satisfactory to me because I would like when somebody expressing opinion or verdict as chess.com, I would like at least some logical factual explanation, but usually practically never.
I mean, I don't think they own that every single time he sends a message.
But this time they answered, but there was nothing factual. So I'm going to share it with you and let's together check what is happening.
He probably sends lots of messages.
Share with you also my concern. So this one is, yeah, this facing off
so now
against
I'm reacting to Kramnik reacting to Danya.
Actually, we both didn't play too well the opening. I was better at some point, but opening is usually you can afford a lot in the opening, especially in Blitz. The most important part is then getting somewhere in the middle of the game. Especially here, I was white Sicilian, complicated position. Definitely Black is already doing well, but well, it's still a lot of play. Yeah, here, so it's my move, and let's check the commentary of Danya and let's check the game. I will stop from time to time and tell my opinion. So I'm playing white, queen a2, knight b3 was threatening, immediately bishop g5. Yes, so I would like to stop from this moment on until the end of the game. Only first 3 lines moves, I mean vast majority first 2 lines moves. Can happen still, but so don't hurry to call me paranoid. The whole story is going to develop further. So, but let's check now. And one thing that was the first time I noticed this, and I will show you some more examples. I noticed a kind of strange eyes behavior. Yeah, again, it can mean different things, but it's really weird. You will see. You will see, especially during the next game, because it's very obvious that the chat is here. It's on his left. I mean, you will see that from time to time he would be talking to a chat, and it's on the left. Then what is on the right, where he looks all the time? Monitor is obviously here. It's obviously there. And what can be here on the right? I don't understand. It's for sure. He has, I mean, he's glancing all the time.
Everyone has different setups.
Like, especially during the next game. somewhere which is clearly outside of the monitor. I will show you then an example how it. So I can show you right now. Okay, let's see. There is, for example, this game. You probably see the board. So you see the clock. Okay, your clock is always.
That's
down.
a good point. He has a bookmark, top left, chakra test. Maybe I should consider taking one of those. I usually make fun of those, but I've never tried it, so something to consider for myself. I think a lot of the new age ladies are into that stuff.
Down, so you look down. Here it's very close to the board. So like, okay, you, especially at that time, now they have another, okay, it can be here, it can be a bit here, but still it's on the same, like, yeah. So just look at me now, I will show you an example. So I'm looking at the board and then at the clock. Now it's the board at black's clock. There is no other point to look anywhere else, but this is outside of the monitor. When I look at this, okay, like that, I'm looking very much up, not on the monitor. Okay, so I guess you see the point. So now let's check how it proceeds. Okay, I will from time to time stop it or make it slow motion, that you will see very clearly that there are a lot of glances outside of the monitor. Where, I don't know, it doesn't mean necessarily that there is something wrong in it, but I want an explanation because it's really unusual. I will explain it more later. Okay, so let's see. Let me, because he almost doesn't speak during now, so he's just playing, and I will from time to time make a slow motion. 1 second. Yeah, you see these glances? Permanent glances. Okay, let me try to make slow motion. And always first line, all the time. Here, I think like 10 moves in a row first line. So let's get it in slow
10
motion.
moves in a row first line.
Just, sorry, some patience that you... Okay, queen e7 first line. Let's check. It's a very slow motion. This is not monitor. This is nothing to do with the monitor. Monitor is here. It's on the other direction. Okay, only one can happen, yeah, but look how many.
I have to like pause it right away. I don't know if Kramnik's played Danya in person. I've played Danya since 2009, our first game. Anyone that's played Danya, I think, in classical or whatnot in person would know he does look around everywhere during a game. Like he really is looking around everywhere. He's calculating in his head. Out of all the players, I would say like he definitely wanders with his eyes much more than average. But it's clear he's just calculating in his head. Not necessarily like paying attention to where he's looking at. It looks like he's just calculating, but even in a classical game, he's just looking around everywhere. And then when you're streaming, there's other things happening as well.
Again, not monitor. Sorry, this is not.
I mean, I look around everywhere sometimes when I'm streaming.
Because
but Danya in person is like that too.
It's look so often at the chat. A bit strange, I would say. So let's see, where is the so monitor is.
He's calculating.
Straight,
that's all.
Very straight. So I mean, 95 first line also. Well, several moves further will be the first line. Again, you see. Yeah? Again, there is. Okay, let's go a little. Okay, now I will just stop, especially when that you will see. Okay, this is not monitor. I'm sorry. This is outside of the monitor. Okay, next. And by the way, you can check if you want my streams or Anish Giri. There is nothing of this sort, nothing, because when you play a game, you're concentrated on the position. Yeah, you don't really all the time. Yeah, you don't glance all the time somewhere outside of the monitor normally. Especially again,
you can't put like not everyone is the same there, and then you add the element of streaming, which is if you're doing it full time or seriously, you really are distracted much more than a top player that's just streaming their high level games once in a while. You have other responsibilities, other things that are on your mind that are distractions of just making sure the stream is running and the people watching are paid attention to. So he's comparing himself and Anish to Danya, which I don't agree with there because it's totally different to just casually stream and do it all the time and have an active chat and just have that as a responsibility. And then even besides that, so many different chess players are looking all over the place for various reasons when they're calculating. You have a whole range.
You saw? Now, okay. For the moment, first knight g6, very strong move. I missed first line again. Okay. It's a very slow motion, so in general, he's playing very fast.
Okay, knight g6 is a normal move there.
Again. You saw there was a short but quite intense glance up again at this side. I'm sorry, but well, what is he looking at? I mean, even if it was because it's always the same direction, yeah. I mean, first of all, it's a very intense situation, very important game. We had both like 40 seconds. Not really time to look at chat, even if you look in the chat, but then later you will see where is the chat and it's not there. It's on the other side, yeah. So how can you explain? I mean,
you sometimes just look at an area, you're not thinking, it's just a consistent area to look at. It could be the wall, it could be here.
Check the videos. I mean,
you're trying to
happening? And Danya, could you explain where
just
I'm moving
focus
all the time? And you will see this game is really nothing
it
compared
could be
to some
empty,
other, which
what
I
he's
will
looking
show
at.
you, further on. Okay, let's see. Again, bishop e5, very strong move coming.
I mean, it's a little too serious for us to monitor this or police it very hard.
Moves first line.
I know what he's trying to attempt, but
Bishop e5.
people are individuals.
Now let's see again, a little very quick, but okay, now again. But I'm sorry, clock is not there. And anyways, it cannot be my clock. It cannot be his clock. It can be only my clock. And okay, I still have 40 seconds. Even if it would be just checking the clock, why to do it permanently? I mean, like we don't do it, yeah, players, during game. So this and so on and so on. So it continues and continues. Then okay, then he wins the game. Okay, yeah. Also then he plays. It's always first, second line again. Then you know, very few third lines. Not a single move which is not top 3. Of course, okay, I cannot. For the moment, I still have, you know, I'm still young and I can still improve, but for the moment I cannot keep up with this level playing Blitz. Then also what was quite fascinating, he finds fantastic tactics, which actually was not necessarily, but actually very strong, very clear cut, which is so difficult to see with little time. Okay, let's see here. Yeah, but whenever
this looks like a normal hedgehog game, this particular one.
It's like permanent, absolutely permanent. Okay, only the, yeah, so here, this tactics was quite something. Yeah, here, I think this position, it's okay. Sometimes not the first line, but second. But now rook c5 is played, yeah. Yeah, of course I'm lost, I'm trying, but we have not so much time, so I'm trying to, I don't know, to get some slight counter chance. And I find some little trick here with just 10, 11 seconds. Knight e4, I think I played knight takes b5, rook d7, just to confuse him. Of course, white is completely lost, but just trying to confuse. And then, okay, something completely like, yeah, I didn't see it. Yeah, here you see again. Looking there, not really time, you know, to look outside of the monitor when you have few seconds, yeah, normally. I mean, normally you're so concentrated on the game, but here, yeah, he thinks, so I don't know, pretends to think, I don't know. Yeah, rook d7,
pretends to think.
My plan, and now,
okay, it's a little far.
I mean, it's really, I was just shocked. I thought first it was a mouse sleep or something, but then I realized...
Daniel looks for moves like this, so that
and then knight
queen h4,
and then knight takes c5 after.
It's a very nice move, but he's very sharp anyways.
Amazing tactics to see in just in 2-3 seconds, and everything works and I'm lost. Okay,
not
so
too unusual.
Still, let's say again, it's not about one particular game, it's about many games. So let's now listen to Danya. He wins the game. Even till the end, it was all best moves. So sorry, yeah, it was all the best moves. So there is now it's completely lost, of course. Yeah, some short lances again there. Yeah, not really time with 4 seconds to look outside of monitors, but he still does for some reason. Sorry, there is something with the video. Yeah, now it's totally gone. What is this? Then he's
let's go!
Yeah, he's very happy. So now let's see. Now let's see. Good. Yeah, now he starts to look at the chat. Yeah.
Yeah, that's freaking right.
Yeah, and
he's talking, I can't play with increment.
I don't quite understand. He's talking on the left and on the right, like there and there. So he has chat in 2 places or what? I don't quite understand.
No, he has chat in one place.
Now he's checking the game and
Mr. and Mrs. I can't play with increment are silent for once.
Yeah, so no, you can't.
He's just super focused playing against Kramnik, probably.
I don't understand where is the chat.
That was a nice win.
Yeah, it was a nice one. Yeah, now he starts to analyze the game, and it's pretty clear the tension.
Yeah, queen h4 is really beautiful.
Yeah,
this is just a sexy move. I also had rook d4.
It's pretty clear that what's there? What did I just hear?
To analyze the game, and it's pretty clear the tension.
Yeah, queen h4 is really beautiful.
Yeah, it is.
It's pretty clear that engine is here. This just looks... I mean, that... Like, if you were streaming all the time and you were going to go about it, you wouldn't just put an engine on the second monitor and stare at it all the time. Like, you'd have to be a little more stealthy than that. The looking away and having the engine on a second monitor is like how people were cheating like 10 years ago, you're right, 10, 12 years ago online, because software wasn't detecting everything you had on your computer. And, you know, you guys are all really young, but I grew up when people only had 1 monitor. So, you know, when the first guys to get 2 monitors and get the second monitor working, those guys were ahead of the curve and installing things. But that's certainly not a good way to go about it. It doesn't make any sense to me.
This is just a sexy move. I also had rook d5 now.
Yeah, rook d5, it's a second line of engine also. First, second line, yeah.
It's not
Obviously,
about
he
the
was
engine.
just
It's just
taking-
looking for sharp
He needs
tactics
some
and a
practical
hedgehog.
chances. He wanted rook d4 takes it. Yeah,
No, I didn't
nice.
want this, he just lost, yeah. So now he talks to, he reads the chat, yeah?
Yeah, there were
See
some
it
nice
right
tactics
here.
there.
Yeah, nice tactics. Okay, so I don't understand.
If I win the last one, I get into the top 5.
Yeah, I don't understand what is
Chance
on
to win.
his right now. Where
Get
is
into the
he?
top 5.
I mean, what is it? But okay, now the most important thing happened. This was like a introduction, yeah? Now the most interesting thing happened because he's playing the next game, and then I just checked his commentary on the next game, and I can tell you I was shocked because he's still making the best. He gets completely winning position out of the opening. Again, a lot of glances, you know, on the side, and well, and then the way.
Okay, well, glances on the side. I mean, Daniel's a very resourceful blitz player. He's not somebody who gets winning positions from the opening all the time. He often gets bad positions, and he has to fight back. So if he's glancing, a lot of times it's to try to find resources and tactics and ideas to fight back, because just playing normal moves isn't going to do it. You have to trick your opponent, use combinations, tactics. So it's more likely to have those deep things. I don't think, you know, Danya would be the first to admit it's not like his openings or like, you know, super GM or things like that. It's fighting ability, and that requires like calculating and thinking pretty hard about the positions when you're down.
And he doesn't, I mean,
and he's very good at bullet.
I mean, it's not really, because after this level, I mean, after this game, okay, this guy is top 5. It's a really very top level. And then what he starts to tell when he commands, this is like, okay, this is not even really Grandmaster level. So again, I don't understand. I mean, it's like, yeah, this little bit like this Jekyll and Hyde. Yeah, I mean, what is his level? I mean, and I will tell you more and more in the short part of it. I will,
Jekyll and Hyde?
Again, we'll show you statistically already that it's like all the time a different level. So extremely top, like very, very top. And also something really like it's really nothing even close to 2700. But still moves are very strong. So let's see. Okay, now he starts to play the next game.
25. They're playing Turizog. I mean, he's obviously beatable.
I don't know what happens with the video, why it is a bit blocked all the time. Maybe my internet, but okay, anyways. So let's come here. I don't know what happened. So it was...
Jones played it against okay, so clearly Turizog looked it up, unfortunately.
Yeah, he plays quick.
He's supposed to go A6 and then D4.
Oh, and now again this looks okay. Where is the
He didn't
monitor?
look at him, he's just bluffing.
It's also a good question. Where is? I mean, monitor. He's looking down, then he's looking there, and then he's looking there, and the chat is there. So it's just confusing. I mean, like, see, now will be quite interesting moment. I would now make it slow speed.
I mean, he just looks around when he's calculating, or in this case, it's the opening. You look around because you're trying to recall what the theory is. And some guys look around a lot. And Danya does that over the board as well. So at least it's consistent there. And contextually, yeah, if it's in the opening, you're trying to recall your analysis or your lines, the ceiling, the wall. Little too obsessed with this point, I think.
And you will see something a bit like, which I didn't, I mean, I would like explanations. I don't, I don't say that something is necessarily wrong, but it's.
I look around all the time. I just don't play good moves.
Very unusual behavior. Very.
So I blame the chat because they're distracting me.
Say, yeah. So okay.
Which is true.
Now, so this position, Black played terribly. The opening now Queen A4 is almost winning, but he wants to play Knight B5 and then check what happens. Then he changes his mind. So check in the slow motion how does it happen. Okay. I will just stop the sound. So he wants clearly to play Knight B5, which is also a good move. But Queen A4 is now. He's looking there, very long look. Like, I don't know, very... I mean, it's clear, you know. It's not like when
Why is Queen A4 winning?
It's different, yeah, the look is
He said Queen A4 is winning. Do I have to use my brain here? Queen A4, Rook C8. Is the move then Knight A3 to go Knight A5? Because if Knight B5, you might go Queen D7. Okay, it looks very good for white. But I need to spend a bit of time. I need to look up and think about that a little bit. Look away from the screen. Yes. Queen A4, Rook C8. Knight B5, Queen D7. Then maybe C4. Then I'm going to look at the chat. I'm thinking.
It's like, you are really watching, you are looking at something, yeah? And then...
I'm looking at something, but it's an empty look. I'm calculating.
Head, and then he changes the move. And he plays the best move very quickly. He plays the best move, Queen A4, which is practically winning, yeah? Which is simply winning. And everything else was, like, Knight B5 was still keeping some advantage, but no more. I mean, yeah, now looking there, and then again there, again to the chat. I mean, it's a bit weird, all this. I mean, but okay, that was a moment which was strange, but now let's have a look at the continuation. Now I will keep the normal speed. And let's hear, because now, I just stopped for a second, now he starts to comment. This is a difference compared to our game where he spoke very little, and frankly I was shocked when I was listening to this comment. Well, basically after rook d1, black is completely lost. I mean, like, completely. So
okay, but rook d1's going to be a normal move in the
I might
Alpin.
be winning here if I'm careful. I have knight b5 as a candidate move. Let's not take too long.
Obviously the best move.
Calculate c4.
Yeah, he's calculating c4, but knight b5 is just resigns after knight b5.
Yeah, no, b4 doesn't work. Okay.
It's pretty obvious.
b5 then.
Again, you see some short glances all the time, somewhere. And now this is really funny because it's obvious white is completely winning. c4 is threatening, and well, basically there is no moves. It's just time to resign. He plays queen e7. It doesn't matter. Computer already gives up a piece, like developing bishop. c4 castle just gives up the piece and +3 or something. Only +3 because after move
Knight a5 and knight a7.
Yeah, knight a5, knight a5, knight x7. Not so difficult to see. Now they cut a bit because he's sitting.
I'm trying to find a move against queen.
That's another point that Beacon, you're right about that. Like, chess is also not a good community to evaluate eye contact with, because autism is prevalent in chess, and everyone has their own different ways of looking or making eye contact or lack of, and it doesn't reflect on whether or not someone's calculating or not. Like, it's all over the place. It's, you know, whatever. Everyone has their own thing. So, I mean, I'm just saying there's players that I've played that just never look at the board, or just, I don't know, different, you know, if you've played over the board tournaments, and you were to judge people only based off eye contact, I mean, there's random stuff. There's ticks and random things. Some people, I remember, when I was in playing an open tournament that Kramnik was playing, Qatar 2014, he was just at the board, just eating peanuts all the time. I mean, everyone just calculating and putting nuts in his mouth and chewing them, just focused and you know, just chowing down on them. Like, everyone's just doing something. They're not thinking about what they're actually doing besides calculating. You're just not paying attention to that. You're trying to find the zone.
Queen e7.
Yeah, that is fine. Queen e7 was played, actually, yeah.
I have some promising lines there, but I don't see it.
Yeah, that is fine. Promising lines. I mean, after queen e7, let's say, first of all, I can assure you, even without any engine, it's very obvious white is completely winning. I mean, I can tell you how much winning is it.
I look away from the board all the time and look around, as I said.
More than +4 for white. First 10, including after queen e7 moves h3 and h4.
But why is he evaluating this? Because in this opening, this is just a standard good position or winning position that white can get if black doesn't know what they're doing. Danya plays this in bullet and blitz. He knows the opening well, and he knows when black messes up. And when you allow the pawn on a6 and knight on b5, yeah, these positions are supposed to be very good. So it's not too much effort to learn this opening and get a good position like this.
Using a political clock, I don't see a move for him.
First 5 lines +5. Just to explain you how winning is this position.
Simply don't see him. I mean, he might have to move his... No, but even if he moves his knight, it's bad. He might have to play knight e5.
Okay, he finally
plays. So I have c4, knight d6. Then he gives up his queen, and it's obviously not winning.
Well, to start with c4, knight d4...
But Kramnik's from the generation of Ivanchuk. And he's looking around, like, everywhere, and he's a tremendous player. But he's not looking at the board at all during some of the games, and he's playing, like, ridiculous moves. So this is just overanalyzing.
Winning bishop f4, every move is winning. Also taking the queen is completely winning, of course, for white, which is obvious, but I agree it's not the most... I mean, knight a3 +6, knight d2 +5.
Okay, it's different because it's online. Why? In person, you have a board in front of you. Here, online, you have a screen in front of you. But if you can calculate in your head, then you might not need it.
+5, I mean, any move, it's just completely gone, the position, yeah? Okay, whatever, yeah, you play. So let's listen to
92 in the game. I don't give a damn. I'm gonna play it. I don't give a shit.
Again, you see the glances. Well,
I don't give a damn. I don't give a shit.
Knight a3, both moves +6. I mean, it's like I was looking at this, listening, and I don't understand. Like, okay, is that no? Okay, let me play knight d2. I mean, normally you're as a strong grandmaster, you just say, well, it's obvious, I'm completely winning. It's just a question of not to make some stupidity, yeah. But it's completely over the game. It's clear to any strong player, yeah. So he doesn't really see it, and then he's like playing knight d2 as if it's a very brave, risky move. Well,
no, here it sounds like he feels like he's winning. He doesn't see the winning move. So he says, I don't give a damn. I'm going to play just a normal developing move like knight d2. Because Danya is a fast, practical player. Look at the clock. He's got 228 to 112. If you burn all your time in a 3-minute game, you know you're winning, you can't find it. Sometimes you just got to make a normal, solid move. To me, knight d2 represents that. That's very human to me.
Move wins.
I don't know why we're analyzing these moves.
Now glancing, and then he says knight e3 was also good. Very interesting. Okay.
Very
Where
interesting.
is he looking all the time? I mean, can you explain it, Danya? Can you explain where are you looking? Your monitor
What,
is here.
what
it's
do you
obvious.
want
It is not
Danya
the
to
monitor,
say?
It is not the clock, and anyways, there is no point to look at the clock so much. Where are you? Chat is there. What is this?
Trust myself. Knight a3 was also possible. The good thing about this move is I have to.
Again, is looking there. I don't understand. Camera or what? Why you really care about looking at the camera all the time? Then you look all the time, not like glancing there. Okay, he's saying knight
Two
e3.
directions I can go in.
Yeah. I mean, after watching this video, I started to be really like, okay, this has to be checked carefully, and that was the reason why I wrote to chess.com. And
This
if you are
game
biased,
doesn't.
I guess you will agree with me that this is
It's a terrible game to select to
It
me.
has to be very seriously examined, obviously. So let's see. First.
I don't think no. This, to
keep
me,
the
this is
pressure on this
opposite.
Well, this is also kind of ridiculous. Why you need to keep the pressure going on his clock when you're +6, like with any move? Just
Stop
finish the game.
using
There's nothing to
engine
play.
words saying
So
+6.
why do you need
Just
to play for time?
use.
But okay.
Just say you're winning. But when you say +6,
Now he's
just an
looking there,
engine
and there. I mean, he's
eval.
playing the decisive game. He just needs to finish it, and he's like looking at the chat or whatever it is, different sides telling very strange things. I mean, here, well,
Okay,
pretty obvious 94 just winning, but
Okay,
very
so it's
interesting. For
clear
some
like
reason-
Kramnik's saying that he thinks Danya's a patzer or Danya's giving patzer evaluations. Like every comment, he's pretty much roasting here. And this just looks like a normal game, not super precise because it's blitz, but White's winning and just not playing winning to Kramnik's standard or something. And he's like losing respect every time Danya opens his mouth. But like, it's just a practical blitz game. You put pressure on, you play fast on the clock. You're not finding the best moves, but you're finding top 3, top 5 moves, and your opponent collapses. It feels very natural to me. But that means I also suck. I don't find that this one is just a good C3 Sicilian.
An engine says knight c4 the first line. Both moves like +6 and something. c4 is +5. I mean, any move wins. Knight e4 is much more logical, just to keep the option to play c4, and it resigns immediately. But actually, knight c4 is also resigns.
If I go here,
Plays knight
I
c4,
should-
then glances, and then he says I should play knight e4. Well, it doesn't matter
should
actually.
have gone e4. Ah, I should have gone knight e4. That was sloppy.
What do you mean?
Very
sloppy?
sloppy.
+6. I mean,
I'm just gonna keep playing fast. No worries.
Yeah,
I'm
knight-
still winning.
I agree. Knight
So
c4.
this glances,
Knight
permanent
c4
glances.
Damn.
I don't quite even understand where is the board. I mean, I think it's obviously there, but I mean, at least it was there in the previous game. Obviously, somewhere there. Now it's like he's almost spending half time looking on the other side.
Fucking world. Oh, he has this move.
Yeah, that
Dude,
is also-
imagine you're at a club or a bar, and Kramnik, and there's footage of it, and Kramnik is evaluating your eye contact. And in this case, it's not about the chess moves, but maybe he's there's other things he's looking at. Like, what's Eric looking at? The pretty girl's there. There's a dude over there that he's looking over there, and there's a guy there. What is he looking at? Eric must be gay. Maybe I am. Like, it would be hilarious to get like looking at eye contact. It's almost like that Black Mirror episode. They got the guys hooked up to the dude at a party trying to give him advice on how to talk to women. Yeah, hope he's not analyzing me when I'm out.
This is incredible, yeah, because he's playing rook e1 check. Okay,
Kurizaga
let's
is
go.
unbelievably tricky though, so let's just continue playing like
Yeah,
that.
rook e1 check, and he says king d8, Blake plays, and Danya says, oh, there is this move, but there is no other move. There is simply no, otherwise you immediately lose. Yeah, bishop e7, knight d6 check, you lose the queen, knight e5, knight d6 check, you also lose the queen, king d7.
So
knight
you know
d7.
what? This is a good video for some people to watch. There is some analysis from Kramnik. He's trying to roast Danya. I think it's unfounded. But he wants to hear a good chess analysis. So you could just pay attention and maybe learn a thing or two. Bishop e7 loses to knight d6 check because it's pinned and it forks the king and the queen. You know?
7, you lose
Learning
everything.
moments.
Okay, it's absolutely only move. And now when, of course, quickly his opponent playing this absolutely only move, which doesn't save, of course, not even close the position, Danya is like pretending, I mean, he's like missed this move.
I'll give a damn. The freaking world. Oh, he has this move.
This move, I mean, you know, I'm sorry, I'm a professional player. This is like, what is this level? I don't understand. How can you miss king d8? And also now, I mean, like, again, bishop e3, c4, bishop e4, all moves are like +7 for white. It's totally gone.
I think that's a good move. I agree. I don't think anybody is worried about an opponent playing king d8 here. This one I'll give points for. I'm giving points for Kramnik on this one. I think there's no way king d8 is a move that you're worried about or surprised by right here. King d8 is a move that's the only move, and we're not fussed about it. So this one's okay. Points for this one. Okay. I'm having an espresso martini. Cheers.
And White has 2 minutes still against 42 seconds. All the time, as you see, glancing there. I don't know where. I mean, it's all just. I don't know. What do you think about it? I mean, I'm like, yeah, I find it strange. Let's put it mildly.
No, put it more than mild.
Okay, but that is just the beginning. Again, you see all the time.
B4 is in my pocket?
B4 is in my pocket, correct. B4 wins on the spot +10. I think after B4 is +10. But again, any other move.
He's getting more aggressive here.
I mean, like any move, absolutely any, is winning. And he almost manages to spoil this position. I mean, what is this level? I just played 3 minutes ago. I played with an absolutely top player who played fantastic game. I mean, incredible moves, find with a short time, and now he just cannot.
He's getting triggered.
I mean, he's still
by Danya's moves
well,
or comments
all the time, but I mean, he cannot explain anything. I mean, you know, it's a bit weird.
But Danya's playing very fast, so he doesn't need to explain everything.
Again, all moves +7, you know, here. H3 you can play if you want. I mean, it's very obvious to any, even average master, you know, or like 2,200 players, the position is completely lost.
Any average masters here?
Okay, let's see.
Where's the win here? There is a win, I'm sure. Where is it?
Okay, he takes bishop d6, it's also a win. Yeah, also
I get nervous here.
But how can you become nervous here? Well, when you're nervous, you maybe don't look also on the side. How can you become nervous when you're +7 with...
Okay. Well, I agree you shouldn't be nervous in this position. So that's another funny moment for Kramnik to jump on, because I don't think this is a position anyone's nervous in. Up a minute and 20 seconds, but he's just trying to nitpick everything, and it's just not consistent. But just seeing Kramnik get upset here is quite entertaining. I'm really enjoying this.
It's like 5 different moves. It's just kind of absurd. Okay, let's see. I mean,
Danya's streaming. He's just gonna say something.
It's like automatic.
It's not like when we're streaming, everything we say is like checked to be fully accurate. We're just like blurting stuff out. I mean, it's the first thing that comes to our head, and that's not always something intelligent. At least for me, I have to say.
You don't even like quickly you finish the game, because it's impossible to go wrong here. There is no option to go wrong.
Being nervous in a completely winning position is pretty normal. I mean, this is a casual blitz game where there's nothing at stake, and it's like you're like winning. It's not. Let's not overuse the word nervous. For you, you might be nervous because you're, you know, but I mean, Kramnik's just taking it at face value and being like, I mean, in the grand scheme of things, this is not really a position that somebody with white's nervous with. Oh, it's Title Tuesday. Oh, shit. You're right. Then I would be nervous. Title Tuesday, I'd be nervous. Kramnik should be bringing that up. If it's Title Tuesday, then everything is, of course, Danya's second guessing. Well, okay, I take that back. No, that's my bad. If it's Title Tuesday, of course you're nervous. It's 8 out of something. Okay, well then, of course Danya's not playing all the best moves because he's nervous about the game. So even, I mean, him playing second best moves or third best moves that Kramnik's not happy about is even more explained. I mean, it makes even less sense. That doesn't help Kramnik at all here.
Play is winning.
I'm not saying Title Tuesday is the most important event in the world, but absolutely people get nervous during it.
What he's looking at chat, it's important.
Not because it's a few $100s, because it's a competitive event with top players.
A7 doesn't work.
And he's like as if he's reading something. I mean,
how is this not just?
But at the same time, he's not answering. If it's a chat, then you would answer. First of all, you don't read it when it's your move. Then you would probably answer something. I don't understand. It just nothing fits here. The level is good. He played till the end. It was 97 level. Not that it was too difficult. I mean, frankly, anyone would make 97 here. So it's not the point. The point is that the behavior, the explanations, and how nervous he got at the end when it was just like, you know, there was nothing to play. Anymore very quickly after the opening. Okay,
over on this one. Look at this.
So Kramnik, I think, published some statistics where he specifically wanted to analyze how certain players were performing in late rounds of Title Tuesday. If they raised their level towards the end of the event, and in money games, they started playing stronger. when it counts. And he was using that as, let's say, a positive indicator. If I remember, he was starting to analyze like round 10, round 11, how certain players were performing. This goes against that because it's a late round and Danya's nervous and he's winning, but he's playing very normal moves and a bit nervous, second guessing himself. It's not like an increased level. It's a human response. So to me, it goes against what I thought was a previous point of his, where he was looking at late round performances.
This position.
C4
C4
wins on
no.
the spot, very easy, but okay.
56 he moves his
It takes a lot of time now. I don't know what for. because,
Very
yeah,
easy, but okay.
it will
Think
take-
a little bit longer. I mean, he has to think here.
yeah, bishop D6.
I don't see a move for him
Yeah,
again,
it's
but I'm sure he
possible.
has one and he's gonna find it. So we have to be precise here.
Again, by the way, it doesn't give a single variation. I mean, like when you calculate, you at least give, okay.
He does an OLA variation because it's Title Tuesday. That's a
Rebuilding
competitive
Time measure,
event.
Rook E8, I have Rook E8.
Focus on performance.
Why do you need time when you're +6? You know, you don't need. Okay.
Yeah, he doesn't see a move either. He goes Queen D7, which I saw.
Well, if you saw, why didn't you tell it? But okay. Yeah, Rook D5.
No,
Again,
okay.
one of winning moves doesn't matter.
Okay.
Can't
Taking so much time.
No, this is-
very simple move like Rook D5. Okay.
Queen E6.
This is a bit much.
I have to watch the back rank, mate.
Yeah, that's for
Okay.
amateurs.
Obviously, I screwed this up, but I'm.
I have to watch the back rank, mate, Danya says, and then Vlad gets disgusted and says, that's amateur. Yes, that's amateur. This is... That's why we're not saying anything, Vlad. If we say something, you call us amateur too.
Absolutely not. He didn't screw this up. It's +7 still with any move. Again, Queen D1 on the spot wins, B4 on the spot. Every move wins on the spot.
He's just worried the back rank is available and the bishop's pinned a little bit. I don't know.
Yeah, B4 as well. I mean, like any move.
See, I mean, B4 is a bit of it.
If we
Yeah,
were to
if you
analyze
go B4, I agree. Queen D1.
blitz games like
No,
it's too
it's
far.
not
It's too far.
Then I bishop C4.
But I mean, he's taking so much time. He's top 5 player, clearly. Yeah? I mean, in Blitz and according to previous game, why he's taking so much time? I mean, for what? It's like any move wins, and he's getting very nervous also, as if it's very...
What does that mean though? What does any move wins? You can't take on c5 because the queen takes... I mean, you're worried about like bishop takes c5, queen takes d5, knight d6 check, king goes to g8, knight c8, pawn takes c5. You're not sure if that's winning, even, you know what I mean? Queen c4, there's queen e6 defending the pin in this position, and maybe queen e1 check, you're just double checking that. So you're wondering, you feel like it's winning where you're trying to find the knockout blow. I mean, I don't have a move that immediately comes to mind here. Queen c4, which Danya said is one of the first options, first reads. But like, I don't know. I'm a little, there's some moves to think about here.
complicated position. He has 1 minute against 9 seconds. Completely winning position with any move, and he starts to get nervous. So check.
It's so how does he even figure out a move here?
Yeah, queen e6 only move.
He calculates queen f1, yeah, normal.
Yeah, check loses, so anything loses, 95, yeah. Okay, now again, anything win. I mean, knight d6 check is winning on the spot. Also, rook d7 check wins, whatever, yeah. Okay, he's still some
No.
chances from...
He just said, yeah, knight d6 check wins on the spot. But if you're looking at this, you look at knight d6 check, you have to calculate queen takes d6. And then you have to realize that there's rook takes c5 check. Because if you do rook takes d6, there's knight c4. There's loose pieces. There's something to be nervous about.
From time to time.
That's not the way.
I don't know if he's nervous or he tends to be
where is it?
nervous. I mean, it's very simple, yeah, the position. So he wants to blunder now. No, knight d6
Oh my
check,
gosh.
king g8. Oh my gosh, but what? What else? I mean, queen takes d6, rook takes e5, immediately resigns. So, I mean, what? Now, by the way, the funny thing is that any actually square where queen goes, I mean, not like, yeah.
We
not
certainly
completely
can't
winning,
just
queen
analyze
d4
just
is
one
winning,
game.
queen d5,
This is
queen
too
c,
much.
Queen f1, queen e2, queen e4, all moves are completely winning. Only queen d4 is +1. Only +1 after queen d4. Every other move is +5 or something. Now you see, I mean, again, Danya gets extremely nervous here. I mean,
Normal, late round of
he
Title
wants to play
Tuesday.
Queen d4 is the only move which is not winning on the
Where's
spot.
freaking win?
I mean, I can assure you, I'm a chess player. This is so simple. This thing is so incredibly simple. This position to win. I mean, like, you know, if you are such a brilliant player,
I don't want to get
like
roasted.
you finish it in a second.
Where's the
Yeah,
friggin'
queen
win?
d4.
I've messed up these positions before.
Where is the win?
Any move is a win. Queen e4 is the most obvious. Just resigns on the spot. Very obvious.
Can-
Okay, why
I can
queen
play
d4?
some. No shit. do here?
Getting nervous to 20 seconds.
Okay,
I don't know
okay,
if it's spectacle, is it a spectacle or what? Because it's like, you know, again, any, you know, 2000 level player would just find 2200, okay, would find queen e4. But in fact, because rook is hanging, also queen e2, queen f1, every move is winning. Yeah, queen f4, of course, obviously finishes it on the spot. So I don't know if it's all spectacle or he's really like...
I feel worse about my chess right now, to be honest with you.
He was just a few minutes ago capable of doing it with a precision, finding queen h4 check, such an incredible tactics like queen h4 check, a really difficult one. And now, finally, with 15 seconds, he finds... Yeah, rook
No,
queen d5. Rook
there we
c8,
go.
by the way, first line, queen d5 check, second line. Queen d5, of course, is more logical. It's winning. Okay, so... Yeah,
Okay.
I just sat there until I found the win.
yeah, he's very happy about this game, that he didn't panic. There was no reason to panic. It was never like less than +5, yeah, after the opening. So what is all this? All these glances, all those explanations, I mean, this just doesn't fit with the level of the game. And again, now I would like to show you another examples as well, where it's just like he's playing extremely well, extremely strong chess, but his, I mean, the amount of glances somewhere up, as I already mentioned. Okay, if this is your monitor, this is clearly outside of the monitor. The chart is here. Where are you looking at? I don't understand, especially permanently all the time, including when you have few seconds left. This is like, I would really like to get some explanation from Chess.com, from Naroditsky, what is all this? So, okay, that I'm going to show you right now.
Alrighty, part 2. Just analyzing, I guess, 2 games from a single title Tuesday. Not convinced. I did not like those examples. I thought they looked particularly human to me. But I'm excited for part 3.